Point Nemo 19.
19.
I think it's 19. Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, it's 2019, episode 19. Thank you for joining us, buddies. I think maybe we should start calling the fan base that's non-existent, we should start calling them bubbleheads. And the reason I choose that or suggest it is because in submarine terms, if you work on a submarine, you're a bubblehead.
I was going to say we should call them Nemos because it means no one.
Or Nemos.
Nemos or no ones.
It's up for...
Oh, why don't we should do a thing. Maybe get you guys to interact. Maybe do a vote to see. I mean, we won't necessarily go with it.
Yeah, no, we won't choose it, whatever it is. But I mean, just to make you feel like we're paying attention to you.
It's just gonna be me, you, and Rob voting on it, and it's gonna be a 3-way tie for each of our names.
But maybe it's many names. Who knows what it is? Whatever.
Is it Bubblehead?
Bubblehead.
I kind of like that though.
I mean, I just envision like a T-shirt of like all these bodies, like torsos, like as if Invisible Man style. But then there's just a bunch of bubbles, like for their heads floating above them. And it'd be just like sort of "We Are the World" kind of T-shirt.
Really?
No, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for tuning in to Point Nemo 19.
Yeah.
You'll notice too. I just want to point it out there because I feel like bad when I promise things or say things about the show and then they never come up. But doing the skits before every episode is just a little hard to pull off sometimes right now, and maybe when it's a little warmer too, because we're in New England here, we'll be able to start throwing those out more often, more consistently, because I'd like them to be every episode. Said it before, but if you are just a listener, check out the YouTube because there's a little nugget, a little Easter egg before some of those episodes, some of those past episodes. Just a little fun.
There's some
skits.
fun stuff there.
Yeah. So anyway, our last episode, we had Adian Sherry on. He's with cannabinoidsheel.com, and it was cool to have him on. He was our second guest.
Yeah.
And we wanted him to be our first guest a while ago, kind of like episode 5. We were trying to make that happen. And anyway,
it was
it was a long time
really
ago.
long.
But then he got sick, and then he ran out of supplies, and
yeah, but it was weird though because the stuff he brought, I did not get high.
Well,
just kidding.
If you haven't seen that episode, it was just about
check it out.
He runs a CBD company, and so he brought samples on, and we tried them on that episode, and it was a lot of fun. It was very informative. A lot of things I don't know about CBD that I kind of put in a better perspective, and so it was cool, and he was a great guest. So check out that episode if you haven't already.
Check out that site too.
Yeah, the link to the site cannabinoidsheel.com, and that episode will be in the description of this, either on the YouTube or the listening, whatever that you're doing, iTunes or whatever. But definitely check that out. So thanks again to him for doing that. Want to do another little shout out to 88 miles per hour. Okay. Kevin Moeller, he's been a guest on the show. His YouTube channel, 88 miles per hour, with Eric Johnson. They no longer need our help, so they can now fly.
Okay?
They can fly away. Oh, they're fine, dude. They're fine, dude.
What's going on?
Who do they got?
They got John Cena on their latest video, bruh. John Cena, the wrestler, the actor.
Full of shit. Are you fucking with me?
Nope. Check it out. 88 miles per hour, John Cena.
Are you fucking serious? That's
dead
awesome.
Serious. Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's cool. But
That's awesome.
No, it is really cool. Eric Johnson works with...
Okay, you're not... Yeah, you're
I'm not
being
fucking.
serious.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Eric Johnson works with WWE. I forget to what capacity, but... So he got John Cena to be in a car review video with him. Kevin wasn't in that video, but...
Well, and check out that episode with him, too. Our episode interviewing Kevin's a pretty good interview as well.
Yeah.
Very...
If I don't forget that, I'll try to link that, too. Check it out.
Yeah, a lot of links.
It's a cool episode because it's it's our first guest, and, if you like the guest thing on podcasts or whatever, check them out to see, the growth of it. But, I mean, there's only 2 episodes, so... Yeah. But we'll get more guests in here soon, and it'll be fine. It'll be fun. Everything's good.
Everything's good. Wow.
But so we've talked a lot about making Point Nemo grow. We've done that by adding this Aryan over here.
Hello.
He's helped us out, and making some moves to make the Point Nemo like an enterprise of many things, and one of those things that we're going to start doing is start birthing a child. No, birthing a musician. A star is born.
Child musician.
A child star. But no, Blake, he's. I'm not going to talk like you're not here, but you've worked on.
It's fine. I'm used to
it. You've worked on music. I mean, we both have, but you especially have worked on music almost your entire life. You know.
I wouldn't call it work when you do something you love. You know,
man,
it just comes
like
naturally.
Breathing.
Been doing music for a minute.
And you've had the moniker of Ugly Engine.
Ugly Engine forever.
For a long ass time. I've had I had mine for almost as long.
What was yours?
Elliot Beats.
Elliot Beats.
And then I changed it to Cat Attack.
Cat Attack, that's the other one.
But yeah, dude. So what we're doing is just kind of we're gonna use Point Nemo as a sort of platform to build off of this, because we have a lot of the gear to record, and we have a lot of the tools to kind of brand
me.
brand him live. Hot iron. It's gonna be so hot.
It's gonna be so hot.
But I'm excited for it though, because we have plans. We've talked a little bit about it, but plans of releasing like an EP sooner than later.
Yeah, try to get at least 4 or 5 songs really well recorded.
Yeah,
with the gear that we have, and try to get like that EP floating around and promote that shit and
get him on some other podcasts.
Get me on Letterman.
But I think another goal of mine is to make like live shows happen if possible.
Definitely want to play out
close.
Here on Island, and also one of my goals too, dude, is at some point this year. It's I make myself big goals lately, and one of them is to get a show or two, a couple shows in New York City.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I think that would be a lot of fun, just like to go and
maybe some in Boston too.
Yeah, something like that.
Get booed.
Get booted on.
Boot.
Boot on the stage.
That'll be at Blake's first show, and it's like, where is he? He's fucking throwing up right now.
We're gonna film that though, right?
We'll
be there.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely, we'll be there, and we'll sort of maybe document.
You guys can carry my gear.
Yeah, we'll puke on you. We'll puke on your gear. But what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So they're just like it's just gonna be about making goals and executing them, and I'm really excited about it because, yeah, man. I mean, I've stopped. I've kind of like given up on music as much as I've given up on acting in a way. But like you, I'm glad we're doing this, and I'm excited to see where it goes, because I've always thought you're a very talented musician. I really have, and it's like been cool to like work on a bunch of. We've been in many different bands together, and
yeah, we've done a lot of shit.
So yeah, I think it's just like it's time to like try to do something.
Nut up,
and
nut up or nut in the ball or something,
whatever it is,
whatever nut you want to go.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty fun experience figuring all that out, and getting your music out there, because you've got a lot of songs that you've like played and worked on for years,
Yeah.
And we were talking about that
plethora of material that I've accumulated over fucking like a decade or more.
Because I think it is important for anybody, especially a musician, to get to a sort of a plateau, not a plateau, but get to a sort of peak with a thing, and then get to the next thing. That's why like bands and stuff, it's like always like, when's their new album, And it's because like you want to kind of experience the end result of them creating, and like the process, the things that happen to you as like a person when you're doing that. It is kind of like I don't know about you, but I always felt like there's some sort of like magic into like making a song.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes it's like necessary.
Yeah, sometimes
you
definitely kind of force it out maybe, or like whatever. But like sometimes, like especially a few songs that I've written, I'm like, I don't even remember making it.
Yeah,
or like recording it. I don't remember what inspired me. I just like it just kind of came
do
out.
It back in the day.
Yeah, and Mike Jackson, he said something about that, and I think that's like something that always made me love music, is just like that it every one of those songs that he ever made just kind of came to him from like a place like in his head, you know. He just started hearing like doo 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 doo.
Well, that's like you know, it's so funny when you said Mike Jackson. I was totally like, who the fuck is Mike Jackson?
Yeah.
And then when you did the impersonation, I just got it.
Then you got it.
Well, that's like the theory too, is that all this, you know, some people, the songs are out there, I just channel them. And I kind of think that's,
I think they're just
sort of like half. There's all those explanations.
Yeah, because a song is personal, especially if you write it specifically to be personal.
If I'm crying and writing it, I'm fucking writing that thing.
You start talking about channeling.
What's that?
He's saying you channel the song.
Oh yeah,
kind of has a spooky connotation.
Oh yeah, definitely scary.
Ghosts singing. I'm a medium.
A musical medium.
Call Blake now.
Call me at 1-800-BLAKE. Like, that's not enough numbers.
Okay, then 1-800-Blake.
Blakely S.
Too many now, dude. But yeah, dude. So I think it'll be fun. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is like just like turning kind of. Not to say that like what you'll make next is like gonna be any different or whatever, but like I think for you it'll be cool to see and witness and see what happens when we get these kind of like old songs done, nailed, and then like what will be the next thing, you know?
Probably a reggae album.
You think you'll change? you think you'll change any of songs that maybe you have from a longer time ago? You think now if you're going back to record it, it'll change?
I mean, once I record it, I intend to definitely add and take shit away.
Yeah.
I guess my biggest issue is profanity in my songs because it's usually pretty profane, but it's like meant to be.
Yeah, but I've heard some of your music, and it's not like
always.
Yeah, and
I mean, I'm not like fuck, but
it's kind of like I mean,
cursing
we can
in it.
Talk about this during the recording process, but it's also like it's kind of maybe how you say it because you even notice it, you know. Because sometimes you do like throw it hard, you know. Well, it's kind of like the one lyric that stands out. The rest of the song, you're like, oh. But I mean, but you're right though. You're right though about saying like it's meant to be that way. So I don't know if maybe it's like that's the change that happens.
I mean,
in the future,
I
stick
usually
to what it was and capture those moments and feelings.
I usually tend to think of it in terms of bands that are notable that swear, but not that much. Is like Coheed does and Modest Mouse.
Right.
They drop a couple like F-bombs here and there, but it's like they still got like big.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those songs weren't big.
Swearing isn't like.
I mean, Float On originally was entitled "Fuck On."
Was it?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow. Float fuck. Fucking float on, bruh.
Float on, dude. But like those bands, I don't know. They're not like.
No, it's cool that you're even like concerned about the swearing in like a sort of like moral sense. But I mean,
well, no, I'm not.
Well, I'm
not
just
morally. Because like when I do that open mic, and I did it this Thursday, and it's like at the corner table I drop F-bombs. Like I actually, I guess it's a little pretentious, but I get ready. Like I'm stoked when I'm about to swear because I just love it because it's like
it's like
sad,
shock.
And then people are like, oh, like just fucking got
you
mad, kind of like telling a sick,
You
sad
feel it
story,
more.
Playing with their emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've never had anyone be like, you know, that
chill.
That F-bomb was like real bad.
It brought me back to when my mom died.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah.
But yeah, so
it's more of like an accessibility thing, I think, where it's like, you know, I just know I'll probably encounter it in trying to do live or sending that stuff around, having people like, can you lose the fuck there? I'm gonna be like, fuck no, but maybe. Just sounds weird when I like a song where I'm saying like I fucked up and then saying like I messed up. It's like I feel like a fucking little bitch just saying messed up because it's like.
Well, this is definitely another thing we should talk about in recording. It's a good thing to bring up. I mean, maybe what we do, just what they do on the radio now, they just kind of
don't.
It just pauses for a second. It's just like, and then you in the and then you in the
even I wouldn't even do that though. I would rather change it or just I might, you know, if it comes down to that, maybe just rewrite the whole line to just not be a swear so it doesn't sound just like
or just like as
be like,
we
"Cluck you!" like no, like.
Or just like we like make sure that like in the future like the album
just, like,
there's like a song that is like has obviously
like a radio edit.
well no just not it doesn't have swears in it because
I don't have that's the thing I don't have swears in all my like it's hard because it's I don't think of it when I'm writing that.
Right.
For me it's like I mean honestly when I think about it I actually think there's like I think there's an F word in almost fucking every song.
Right.
Like I'm trying to think of a song that I don't swear, and I think there's like a recent one.
But like I said, it's not like I've heard some of your songs, and it's not like a grotesque use.
Yeah, you
word,
can't.
you know,
like I wouldn't even notice
repeating it over and over. It's not like
some of
an art or a hip
some
hop
in
song.
choruses, but
a hip hop.
I try to spread them out.
Yeah, well, swearing's fine. Fuck anyone that doesn't think so.
Well, that's why
I do try not to swear.
That's where I get. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, dude, like so many people control like the way you act, and you have to act accordingly. And like sometimes you're just like, you know what? I'm like fucking 30. I can say fuck if I want to. I'm not going up to people and be like, fuck you.
It was so.
But
hard.
if I'm on my own and being like fuckity fuck, it's like who cares? Like
alone for sure. I mean, for me, it's
public,
like oh yeah, like just like at a coffee shop.
No, like
yeah, and I say fuck the guy, fuck him in the ears.
Well, sometimes I'll be at work and like even my coworkers or my boss will catch me. I'll be like, yeah, it's fucking all fucked up over there, and he's like, dude, lower it with the F-bombs, and I want to be like, why? Fuck that. Like, it always catches me off guard because I don't even notice. Like, but I do.
In the beginning,
can't swear
of,
like too much.
Having a kid, like it was like
so fucking hard.
No, well, it was like wasn't thinking about it because it's like she can't she doesn't know what this is, and so we'd be like swearing all the time, and then when it started, like one day she was like, huh?
You're like, whoa.
And then like it's like, all right, gotta check it. So it was a struggle for both of us, but especially me. My wife gets so mad at me when I wouldn't, because I'd be talking. I still do it sometimes, but I really try to like, and I've been better for sure.
Yeah.
And almost no swearing like when I'm around my girl, but then like nighttime comes, you put her down, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, fucking fight, let's fucking fight.
Just come outside like, fuck.
I notice it though, just to swear so much more when she goes to bed. It's funny. But anyway, let's so in the spirit of talking about this new pursuit and all that stuff, Blake's got a little song he's gonna play for us. In the spirit of the weekly music review too, we're just gonna fill it with this.
All right, we're back. Okay.
Got a name for this song, or?
Yeah, it's called "You Call This a Life." So here we go. How can I try? I've broken down beyond repair. You act like I'm not even there. I'm feeling just fine, holding it all inside, and never letting anybody know just what it's like to be inside of my mind. Take a guess, you're probably right. I know I'm wasting my time, but if all of this is all for you, I would waste my whole fucking life thinking I could survive. Without you here it is unclear if you can really call this a life. The water's too cold. I'll keep my eyes closed. I'll only open them when I can see you again. I know I'm wasting my time, but if all of this is all for you, I would waste my whole fucking life thinking I could survive.
Without you here, it is unclear if you can really call this a life.
And that's all she wrote.
Nice, bruh.
It's kind of a work in progress.
I was gonna say, is it new?
Work in progress. It's not new, but it's not like done either. But I play it like that all the time. It's like, fuck it.
Well, that's dope.
Just go for it.
I like it, man. It sounds a little like Stone Temple Pilots at some parts.
I really don't like Stone
No, you
Temple
don't?
Pilots. No.
Oh, dude, I love them.
Really?
I love them.
I didn't know you like Stone Temple Pilots.
No, I mean I like some of their songs.
I said I wanna get next to you.
I like some of their songs. Maybe
Just blow
not
that up.
But
Yeah, some of their songs.
yeah,
Thanks,
no, that
though.
was good though.
It's not. I mean, it's a good comparison. They're a good band.
Um,
Scott Weiland died.
yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
but he didn't die in Stone Temple Pilots. So he died in
Coldplay.
Velvet Revolver,
Oh,
which is like
right.
a super group. But
Bad.
yeah, I don't know. Not my cup of tea.
Well, let's go into our segment here. It's the movie review.
Oh.
So this is going to be a thing we do monthly. But Blake, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, we're going to do it monthly. Last week we chose them, or whenever that episode was, we chose them, and I chose You Were Never Really Here, and Blake chose a show. Went against the rules, but
Dude, it's not against the rules. You can't just.
Just kidding. It's like a long movie. No, but it's a good one, and I'm glad he told me about it. It's called Flowers. It's
Did you
on
watch all
Netflix.
of it?
I didn't watch all of it, so we'll be able
Oh
to talk
my
about most of
God.
it. It's hard to watch all of it.
I watched all of it in one sitting.
I know, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry.
How much did you watch?
All of season 1
Oh, okay.
and like the first 2 or 3 episodes of season 2.
All right, yeah, we'll have to.
So we'll have some good things to talk about. So yeah, let's talk about Flowers first. Show on Netflix. It's got, what's his name? Do you even know his name? The main guy. He was from Mighty Boosh.
Yeah, it's something Barrett
Julian
Barrett.
Julian Barrett.
and
So
Olivia
Colman.
from Peep Show.
Peep Show and The
And-
Crown. She's coming out in
And from Broad.
Crown. Broadchurch. She's done a lot of things. She's
She's
great.
she's awesome.
She's so amazing.
She's a hot fuzz too.
Yeah, just like she's a great comedic actress too.
Great actress.
And
then some randos
some randos,
who
but
are
a
all.
lot of great characters, a lot of great like
Yeah, the
moments,
girl who
dude.
plays the daughter is amazing.
Dude.
She's like the best character. Well, the whole show.
So who's your favorite character? Let's start
the
there.
daughter.
The daughter is your favorite
Duh.
character. My favorite character is Shun.
Shun is Shun
All
is the
day.
writer director.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow, dude. Mind blown, dude.
He wrote what the fuck did he write? He wrote some other shit. I forget what else he wrote, but they're like he's really like they're surreal, weird, fucking.
That's
other
crazy,
movies.
dude. Yeah, I mean, putting it
I
into
didn't
perspective.
know either, dude. And until the very end, after I watched the whole thing, I was like, "What?" He's like, I'm like really bummed he didn't finish the whole thing.
I'm gonna, dude.
I know,
me and
but
Libby
we're gonna
love
we
this
have
show,
to we
dude.
have to talk
We
about
will
it
talk
again
again about
because
for sure. I did what I can, and I'm sorry that I failed.
well, it's like the first season is almost like it's
Dude, the
weird.
first season is fascinating.
Well, it's a really great.
We haven't said one thing about the show yet.
All right, so yeah, so it's about like the dysfunctional English family and the father.
Their last name is Flowers.
Their last name is Flowers, and the father is a children's book writer who wrote like this hit book called
the Grubs.
Grubs.
Or Grubs.
It's like goblins or
Yeah.
something, and he's kind of like weird and really like depressed.
Yeah, the show starts out, no spoiler, first episode, he tries to kill himself, and his mom sees that he tried to do it, but he fails.
Yeah,
And then
his and his mom, what does she do? She falls off like a ladder trying to grab something.
I think she's trying to hide the
She's
rope.
trying to
right?
hide the rope, but she falls with the rope, and then like their friend's kid finds the mom upstairs with the rope, and the dad finds the kid seeing this, and he lies about what the rope is because the kid's like, "What is this?" He's like, "It's a magic snake," and it turns into
Yeah.
like this whole thing where like basically the kid draws like this
He,
picture,
throws
and
up
they think it's
kinda
like
crazy about it too.
yeah, and like the picture is like it's like a noose, so it's like a circle with like a line, so it looks kind of like phallic in a way, and it just turns into this whole thing where it's like they basically think he like exposed himself to this kid because he's lying. He's lying
to
about his
everybody.
mom. He's lying about his own suicide, saying his mom tried to kill herself.
Right.
And she's like, it's just so
It's
so
so
great.
dark. It's so great though. There's like, especially the first half of the season, it's like crazy and dark. It's very dark comedy. you
Yeah.
know? But there's a lot of humor in it, especially that first half of the first season.
It's definitely really funny.
Yeah, it's very fucked up though. But it takes like this very interesting turn near the end of season 2 where like he's like he really wants to come out and tell his wife what's happened. Their marriage is falling apart. Remember, she like sleeps with their like gardener or whatever. The guy like
The guy's obsessed with
takes
her.
the ground. Yeah, takes care of the groundskeeper or whatever.
I don't even think I think he's just like a handyman who like he's tries to get work from them all the time.
And also like during season 1, Grubbs isn't really like doing that well.
Well, it's like he's on
Sean
to the.
is the animator.
I don't think it's
right?
not doing that well. I think it's that he's done.
Right.
So he's on to the next. Like I think they make, it's okay.
Yeah. Like he's kind of cool. With
Yeah,
that.
and then Shun is like.
Shun's come here to like be his animator for his books because he grew up loving.
Does
the
it
books.
get into why?
I want to get there in a second because it's my favorite part of the show.
He
is
incredible. Well, and then the daughter is like really, really, really. She's just really manic and weird, and she
classic,
makes like
gothy, not gothy.
she's not.
But,
She's like hippie,
just
like
dark.
acid.
Yeah.
Like she makes like crazy, crazy music and draws. Like she like writes music in her own way. Like she doesn't
Right.
really write it down proper. She's weird, but she's awesome.
Yeah. I really enjoy, even though he's like kind of a whatever character, but the brother. I think he's fine. He's such a dickhead.
He's such a piece of shit.
But-
But he's a great, like, the dude who plays him and that character is so necessary because it contradicts, like, it's like polar opposites. Like, the daughter is insane and awesome and really unhinged. And then the son is, like, just a complete, total prick.
Yeah.
He thinks he's, like, an inventor, but he's, like, a horrible, horrible inventor.
Yeah, he invents, like, the stupidest shit. I remember that.
So dumb.
But Shun, yeah, he's my favorite character just because he's so like, it's classic. He's as you said with the brother, he's a very necessary character too.
Yeah, for
Constantly positive, like saying kind of the
In
funniest lines in a lot of ways.
like- I don't know though. I don't get a positive. I get more of he's a very attention hungry. He's not really that positive. He's always shitting on like everything.
Well, in the first season, I don't know, because here's the thing: he does take definitely a different approach in season 2 from what I've watched already. But I just remember in season 1 him just always being like, "Okay, thank you, Mr. Flowers."
Oh, I thought,
It's
dude,
just
I'm talking about the brother.
Oh, you're talking about brother. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
dude.
I was talking about Sean.
I know, but
Yeah.
weren't we talking about the brother?
Yeah, but then I changed it. Sorry. But yeah.
Are you sure? Because I was just like, I thought we were talking about the brother. Because I was like,
I thought I said Shun's my favorite character because he's so positive, but I don't know.
Oh,
But
You did.
but either way,
I just misinterpreted that.
That's
Yeah,
all right.
Shun's amazing.
yeah, and
Shun's wicked positive.
so positive, and I mean,
Wrong guy. My bad.
here's a spoiler for season 1, but when I realized how much I love the show, I loved it like after the first couple episodes for sure, but then I was
Yeah.
like captivated. Spoiler again, but at the end of season 1, when like everything's kind of falling apart, and Shun's like, he's like, I'm gonna fix everything, And
Yeah.
he goes to whatever the
publisher.
the publishers are. And he's like offering them all these different ideas, and it's like really bad ideas.
He's there for like 8 hours.
She's like, Sean, we've been talking for 8 hours, and he's like, okay, one more idea, and he pulls out the book that he made.
Yeah.
About his life.
Yeah, he's like, do you want to know why I like Grubbs so much or
Oh, yeah,
something?
yeah.
And it's like he pulls out his own little book he made.
And and it's this story. It's his story of like growing up in Japan, and like I forget exactly why, but like Grubbs was like kind of like pulled him out of like the darkness of like, being a kid. I forget the exact reason. Oh, the earthquake.
So this book's like about his family and him growing up, and there's an earthquake, and his whole family dies except for him. And then
went somewhere, I forget.
yeah, I think he might have just survived. I'm not really positive on that, but he basically his whole family dies, and he's like alone, and then he finds Grubs, like this dude's book, and it just for some reason like clicks with him.
Right. And it's just like such an emotional scene, and it's
insane.
such great acting. And like, dude, I was crying so fucking hard.
It's sad.
And then, but what was great about that scene is that you are crying, you're emotionally invested in this character now. And then, but then the writing of it too, you're crying and then you're forced to laugh, dude. I haven't had that happen to me in so long.
Yeah,
because
'cause when they're
remember,
like-
he's like, and then I go there, and he's like crying already. He's like, and you're crying. He's like, and I go back home and I lift up the rubble and I see my sister. And she is, I forget the word he used. It escapes me right now. But he's like smashed. Or like just like squished. He's like, and I see my father squished. Everybody squished. And you're just like, what the fuck?
I even think I was still like sad. I think the funny part is when they're just like he tells this huge emotional story and they're like, still a no.
At the very
Like it's like
end,
the
you knew it was
best, like
coming,
most
yeah.
emotional story, and they're like, no.
Oh, it was great. And then I think, oh yeah, and that was basically the end of season 1, I think.
Does she try to ride her bike in the rain?
Oh yeah, that's the end of season 1. That's the end of season
awesome.
1. Yeah.
Yeah, like the sister's freaking out. She's in the woods. She rides around with training wheels.
Right.
And she also has a fucking like lesbian lover. And like her character is fucking
Right.
incredible. Yeah, because there's this really cute girl that the brother and sister like who has this asshole rich father. And then the girl ends up liking the sister.
Right.
And they actually kind of have
They
like
go
a
on
connection.
like a couple days.
Yeah, they go on like a date and like it's really cute and they're like a really cute like, you know, girl couple. And then like the chick like breaks up with her and she's like losing her shit and she like bikes to the chick's house and goes in and just sees the dad just reaming his daughter in a sauna, and then come to find out it's like it's not his daughter, they're just lovers, and he just says it's his daughter for like business purposes or something.
Yeah,
but
dude,
it's
that
like
character is such a piece of shit. But
he's
so funny.
He's
dude.
fucking so.
He
I
was
know.
on Peep Show for only a couple
I
episodes.
can't even. I'm not even. I can't. And I wanted to talk about the funny part with him when it's like she like his daughter like girlfriend like or daughter actually a girlfriend like leaves. And they get in a big fight, and when he comes back, they're like talking on the couch. He's like, and it just like it's really close on them. And he's like, and I'm sorry about the mess. And like you just like it zooms out, and he just smashed like everything in the fucking living room when they got into a fight. And it's like the most severe. Like it looks so bad.
It's so funny.
That show. I mean, I know we're saying so much. I kind of wish we prerequisite this with like a. If you want to just watch it, you should.
Oh yeah,
but yeah.
I mean,
It's
we're
still
not.
worth
There's
watching.
not much about season 2 I can talk about other than like,
let me just say this about season 2. If you thought fucking that shit was crazy in season 1, season 2 is the most surreal, dark, fucked up thing I've ever seen.
I imagine it because they're kind of setting you up with it in the beginning because it's season 2.
It's 4 years later.
4 years later, which is awesome. I love that they did that. Everybody's changed so much.
Can I it's not a spoiler alert, but one thing I will say, and it's interesting because it's on the IMDb, is the end of the second season. It's a great show because it's and the way they wrote the second season to end, that show could be done or not.
Oh, okay.
It's
good.
a really cool thing because the director, the dude who plays Sean, he said it's like it's a quote from him where he's like. He's like not putting it out of the realm of possibility of doing a third season, but he almost like does. You don't need to.
Yeah.
Which
I
I
like
really
that.
love because it would. I personally don't think they should.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shows that just keep going and going and going and going.
Peep Show.
Yeah.
Like honestly though, that was a great like run. I mean, Jesus Christ, The Office has like.
Oh yeah, so many. But yeah, so
that's
we'll
amazing.
come back to that movie like when I finish it. That'd be a good thing to talk about
Dude,
when I
I
finish
can't.
it.
Oh my god.
But
Also that thing about the sister when she gets struck by lightning. That's awesome.
let's talk about You Were Never There for just a little bit. We don't have to talk about it too long because we
Did you rewatch
kind
it?
of running on time. No, I didn't rewatch it either. But
I know.
But I do just.
I did read into.
Oh yeah, some
shit
things.
about it.
Well, I just want to say mainly about the movie is that I was telling Cabe this the other day about it. It's like rarely do I think or even have the urge to say that a movie is brave or an actor is brave, But dude, everybody that worked on that movie, in my opinion, is fucking brave, because that is like a movie like that, like especially right now, needs to be out there.
I think the timing of that movie was great, because I don't think I that's a movie that is such a cool thing to do. Like you're Joaquin Phoenix, you're big, and you just make this movie that everyone has no idea what to do with.
Yeah.
Like, what's the genre? Is it real?
Right.
It's so cool, like you said, like it's brave to be like, I just want to mess with you guys. But also like probably immerse yourself like in that, because he did it for like years, right?
Oh, wait a minute. I think there is confusion about the name of this film. So, and that's fine.
Dude, are you talking about this other one that has like the exact same name?
Yeah. Almost the same exact name.
Weren't we just talking
We
about
were at
how
the very beginning before we started recording.
I'm getting so my
confused.
wires are so
Yeah,
crossed
no,
right
no,
now,
it's
bro.
fine. So the movie I'm talking about, still brave, but the movie you're talking about, the mockumentary, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Casey Affleck, right.
I thought when we talked about it like the last time, I thought it was
No.
that.
And
What?
that's okay.
That.
Am I
So,
really?
Rob, so
am I
so
still
you're
here?
talking about I'm Still Here.
And what's the other one
the
called?
other one is
You Were Never Really.
Never Really Here.
Right.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna say this. It's real brave.
He's in both of them.
I know,
Yeah.
it's
So
real
that's
brave
why-
to name two movies that
Right, so
close.
similar.
Well, I don't think we should cut that, but I apologize to everyone listening for being such a retard.
No,
I'm
it's
so
fine.
sorry.
But I mean,
So I've
do you know?
I've
you've
never seen the movie we're talking about
Okay.
ever. I read about I didn't even watch the movie I was talking about, but I read about the movie
Right,
I was
right.
just talking about. I didn't even read.
That's
I've
so
seen
funny.
the
So
cover.
which movie are we talking about?
So
Well,
we're
I've seen
talking-
the cover. It looks like Taken or something. He's like walking,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah. This movie, I won't go into too much, but because like I do think you would love it. And
Well,
I
if
think
you gotta
see
watch
it.
season 2, maybe I'll just watch.
Yeah.
I'll probably just watch I'm Still Here. and be
Again,
like,
and be
come
like, I
back
thought
in.
it was it. No, but you got to see this movie. It's basically, I won't give too much away then, because we
I
are
mean,
running
you
out of time.
can't- I
So
don't-
blah
you-
blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's basically our generation's. This is not my thought. Somebody else I read this. It's our generation's Taxi Driver. It's like Taxi Driver mixed with like a
Ooh.
little bit of Drive, because his weapon of choice is a hammer. But this movie, it deals with the subject matter that is pretty dark, But I will say this is that people that are afraid to watch this movie because they kind of know what it might be about, like you shouldn't be afraid to watch it, because there's almost zero like graphic violence on film. At the very end of the movie there is, but it's kind of the best part of the movie. And it really mainly makes you think of the violence and to kind of envision what might happen or what would happen in a scene
Yeah.
in your head. And so what the movie deals with is trafficking, essentially human trafficking, child trafficking. And how deep it goes on a corrupt political level and on a just like crazy levels, dude. And so basically he is a hitman now. He used to be like FBI, and I think it may be in the Marines. And now he works kind of as like a rogue dude under this one guy.
Like a
Private, very
Yeah.
private, very like
They
under.
call him an enforcer.
Yeah. And he just takes these hits out for people, like mainly dealing with like human trafficking with children, and it's so fucked up. But how this movie is filmed is so fucking good. Every detail about it, the director is this woman, she I think wrote the film too. It might be based on a book. But anyway, how the movie is filmed, everything about it, acting, the writing is so fucking good, dude. You got to check it out.
I definitely will.
Because like as I said, like there's parts in the movie where I'm like, dude, they put that in the movie, not because it's like fucked up, but because it
It's, like,
says
real.
something fucked up. It's
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
That is just like, it's so weird. Like I just start talking about this completely other movie, and then like the description you just told me,
Yeah. it's
and the
completely
names are so similar. Like that is like the most drastically
I'm Still
different.
Here is also a great movie.
I'm Still Here is amazing.
It's so good.
That was, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know if that was a brave movie. It might have just been a dumb prank, honestly. But it was still really good.
What is it saying?
We're at 47 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. That's with the extra time too, though. But yeah, we're getting close. Let's move on now, and we'll do better about the movie review next time.
That was like really bad on my part.
No,
I'm so
cool.
sorry.
We'll get
The
better
same
about it.
actor though. I'm still here, and
Yeah.
Next,
I'm still here, and
you were never really there.
You were never.
Next week we'll have to. By next week we'll choose the next 2 films to do for the next thing, and we'll be good.
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking we should do a. One time we should do. Is it Refn? The Drive.
Oh, absolutely.
We should do Drive.
Bronson.
I was gonna stick to like I was gonna say Drive, Only God Forgives, and Neon Demon.
We can talk about them all. One
It's
episode.
just Dan Bronson. I never knew that until after, like, way later that he did Bronson.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I used to love that movie. That better be on Netflix.
I don't know. It
not.
might be.
All right, sorry.
So we're gonna move on here and talk about. We're just gonna touch upon this new segment we're gonna do in the future. It's gonna happen probably once or twice a month, where we bring our boy Rob Jones, and we do some. Oh, we got a sneeze attack.
I'm not
he's
doing
good.
that again.
So yeah, the segment tentatively named. It's an inside Rob.
With a
Yeah, so basically, it's going to be like a conspiracy segment, a conspiracy zone, where we discuss some of the strange, some of the weird things about this
Things that
world.
make you think.
Yeah, things that make you think and make
Things
you
that-
scared.
Also, things that make you woke.
Woke.
Ooh, gonna get woke and shook.
Yeah, get the
shook
red
at the same
pills.
time.
It's gonna probably have a big trigger warning before these segments.
Probably.
Probably should have it actually before the whole podcast.
Every episode. But yeah, I'm excited to do it because, Rob and I have talked a little bit about it. It's like, it's something we've all at one point in time we're all into at the same time, like conspiracies and shit. We were talking about how
real
were all
deep
at-
into it.
how we were all at your house when Boston Marathon went down, and we thought we were all immediately like, an event's happening.
Did that?
Yeah. We were,
At
no, it happened,
Clara.
and everybody converged on Clara Drive, and we were watching the news all day long.
I don't remember. I remember. It must have been because they didn't catch him right away.
No,
No.
we watched
Yeah,
throughout the whole
It was
day.
like a 2
Are
day
you
or
sure,
a day
dude?
and a
'Cause
half.
I remember
or a day
I went-
manhunt.
I was gonna go, see somebody on Island at the time, and
They changed because of this.
No, they did.
shut
I
down travel,
stayed.
didn't
No,
they?
I stayed in the bar.
Oh wait,
I got stuck in a bar on the
maybe
Cape.
Blake wasn't even there.
I
It was his
wasn't.
house, right?
I
Oh,
know,
you were.
I was
you were
staying
You were
living there.
staying there.
Yeah.
No,
so
I
maybe-
wasn't there because I was gonna go see
Shit, dude, I could have sworn.
somebody, and I was gonna take a bus to Boston, down to somewhere, and I remember, I went to a bar on the Cape because they were like, buses aren't going
Right.
in or out of Boston, and I went to a bar and I just watched them fucking chasing them all over
Yeah, we
the
watched.
borough.
But I remember the whole
Newtown,
time, like,
Watertown.
we were all like looking for clues, looking for things because they were replaying the thing. It was funny, but now more recently, I've I've kind of shied away from this kind of shit just because it does. When you get down the rabbit hole, sometimes you find some things
Yeah,
that
it's heavy.
make you upset and make you a little
Well,
like depressed.
I think one thing we should definitely address too is that I don't think there's anybody out there who doesn't believe in one conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like even something
Well,
that
yeah, I was telling Vince. Now it's like popular opinion. 30% of Americans
Right.
don't believe that we landed on the moon.
but that's what. But
You know what I mean? So
you know what I'm saying?
just
Though
to say
somebody's
what-
like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and it's like, dude, you got something
You don't
that
doubt-
you
yeah,
don't,
you don't
that
doubt
you
anything?
doubt.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Like
And that's
even if
what it
it's
is.
just something you see on the news, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what it
just
is, like,
Yeah, and
one
it
more-
having
doesn't
your
have
own-
to be something doubting. You
No.
know, I mean, it could be Planet X.
Right.
Well, having a doubt or like a gut instinct, it doesn't mean it's a conspiracy. You're just being like, I got a feeling. I'm not saying it's real, but it's like I can't.
I hate that term too, conspiracy.
Yeah,
because it automatically makes people cringe and say, "Oh, well, that's bullshit."
Hey, you guys are getting together in a room by candlelight, and
an instant judgment is set whether you're going to take the person seriously or not.
But that's what I'm saying. There's no like every single person on this planet has some doubt. That even like maybe even they doubt something that I'd be like, dude, you're wrong. But they still like to them it's like their own, you know.
Well, the one thing that everyone can agree on, conspiracy theorist or not, is like things like Operation Northwoods. You know what I mean? Like that's a real declassified thing that false flag attacks
or Project Blue Book
were made. Project Blue Book. I mean, like for me, this is like one thing we can talk about, like when we discuss more conspiracies and stuff. But like Project Blue Book, is it Project Blue Book or Project Blue Beam? Or are those two separate things?
I think they're separate.
I think Project Blue Book is the.
Are you talking about the one with the aliens and shit?
Yeah, that's Project Blue Book
with the Majestic 12, right?
Blue Beam had to do with HAARP and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then MK Ultra, bro.
Well, that's like the
MK Ultra, dude. That's another
Project
declassified thing. That's a reality that we were fucking with people's heads.
You can say that shit, and then it's just like people are like, no, and it's like you can find declassified documents.
Well, yeah, stuff like that. I would be interested to see, take like a street poll on what people think. Like, well, they admitted to doing it. Are people still going to be like, oh, well, that's horseshit. That's not, that's just some guy, some reporter, saying that it happened,
We should, like, print out some of the declassified documents and, like, bring them around being like, well, here you go.
Right.
A little bit of ambush journalism. Here we go.
But yeah, these are exactly just like what we're talking about. This is why I'm, like, excited about it, because some of them I do really believe in, or at least have questions, and so it'll be fun to talk about those things. And then there are some things where I do like to be sort of devil's advocate about the situation and be like, "This is I don't believe in that because of this." Like,
well, it could have been the time I was in my life when I was really into, the conspiracy things. I was kind of grasping at things, and that was
right.
Kind of like you said, like that was like a scary thing to kind of get behind, to be like, well, maybe this is why I'm fucked up.
Right. I don't want to get too lost here, and I think we might skip Blake news just on the thing of time. We'll see. Blake's throat and that shit.
We might have to skip it.
But I do want to, like, since we will move forward with this in the next couple episodes or whatever, we'll start integrating this segment. It'll be like 15-20 minutes near the end of the show, twice a month. But I do want to. I'm curious. We kind of discussed a little bit about this, but like, what was the first? What about you? Let's start with you. What was the first thing that made you woke, bro? No, the first thing that made you go conspiracy, or like get you into. What was like the beginning of conspiracies for you?
Or like the first one you heard that kind of.
I mean, I don't want to like go big or go home, but definitely 9/11. Right. I mean, that kicked. I feel like that kicked the whole world into gear.
Into a frenzy.
But when?
Like
when it happened,
like
or
not when
post?
It happened. Definitely, I don't know. It was more like not like being like you guys did it, but it was like you guys definitely got me more interested in looking into it more, and like definitely over like 2002, like
the
whole year.
We were talking about how, like, it's like, and I didn't really think about it until you said it. It's like, it wasn't when 9/11 happened. It was way longer after that. Because
maybe, not even 2002.
I was super about the whole. Yeah, like, what did you say? I felt more American.
Yeah,
after that. I was
so
like, fucking go brown people.
But then you get into that.
Like when I saw the live strikes on Afghanistan, I was like, yeah, dude, America, bro.
Yeah, here we come.
What? What?
I don't want to like. Just like I remember when we were in school.
Oh yeah.
And can I or no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I think I know what you're talking about. Nah.
Are you sure? It's part of our history, bro.
Nah, later, bro.
Okay.
When we get that 100K followers.
Yeah, that'll be even better.
That'll be better timing.
But yeah, that shit's like definitely.
But no, same thing for me. That's about when I started. It was probably like 2 or 3 years after, and I think I saw. I don't know if it was Loose Change. Or if it was another one of those documentaries.
Zeitgeist is kind of what was
Zeitgeist, they have there's 5 of them, isn't there?
But that first one where they broke down the banking system, religion, 9/11, and one other thing, I was like, holy shit. But I mean, for me, maybe the first time I started questioning things in general was even much younger, and maybe I didn't look at it as like a conspiracy, but it kind of is in a way. But like, or at least to me, when this happened, I was like 10 years old, or maybe 12. I stopped believing in God. I was like 12 years old. I stopped going to church and shit.
Holy shit!
And it was mainly because I had seen so many like UFO, like alien documentaries on A&E and like shit like that I was like, that it just didn't make sense. And that's when I started questioning just life in general. And maybe it's stuff like that kind of gets people on the trail.
I remember being in Sunday school and just like thinking like when they're like, God, like, you gotta be good, and there's sinning and heaven and hell, and just in my head being like, if like there is a God, like why would he make Hitler and let him do all that horrible shit?
I mean, it sounds funny, but that's a valid point.
Well, as like a kid though too, where they're telling you all this, and it's like,
well, that's the easiest. I mean, it's I just
I just hate the way it's played off as like, you know, you say that and they're like, well, God's like so hands off. I'm like, he's not hands off. He doesn't exist.
Right.
Like, dude's not sitting there being like, come on.
But anyway, so yeah, I think this is a good time to close out this episode. No Blake news this episode, but y'all know what's going on. Government shutdown, things suck.
Fucking 10-year challenge, facial recognition.
Yeah, period. Stuff done. But yeah, so check us back next week, y'all, and we appreciate your time. This episode was definitely a little confusing, but we made it. All right,
yeah,
we
all
did this
made
for
it.
You.
And and we'll see you guys.
See you guys in 10 years.
Yeah,
10-year challenge.
Episode 20 is coming out next. Kind of a fun number. So
we're gonna wait to put it out in April on 4/20.
On 4/20, dog.
We'll release episode 21.
4/20 and 2020. All right. See y'all. Take it easy.